All right, guys, welcome back to day number 2. This is the money day. Well, we have a warm-up qualifying, heat 1, heat 2. The day is to survive. I gotta survive. This track is physically demanding. It takes a lot of courage to go around here. So I did a swap seat because I really wasn't fitting in the seat I was in, so I was not comfortable in the cart. So if you're not comfortable in the cart, you're not confident in the cart. If you're not confident in the cart, you can't drive the cart the way you want to drive it. So now that I should be comfortable in it, it should build the confidence I need to really rip it around this track. I'm about 2-3 tenths off the 2 fast guys. This is Ross's home track. Noah was just fast, but he swapped chassis, so we will see how it looks for him. Hopefully I pick up some time and get this day going. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Catch you guys on track. Sorry I've been rushing. 1 gear change, call it good and send it.
So I head out for morning warm-up and the cart feels amazing. I decided to drop a tooth again due to the information I was getting from the sideline, but now I'm ending up right around a half tooth lower than the senior years that we have. I have Kelvin and Mikey on, and Kelvin's the fastest in senior, so I'm not feeling too great about this gear at the moment. That's what's happening. So it's good if I'm in the draft, or if I can sniff the draft, it'll keep me there. But in the tight turns, which will be like the final 8 and 9 sector, and then turn 3, it was really lugging the engine. It's a struggle to get up to speed. You have to nail it perfectly, but even so, I just don't see me carrying this gear in the race. Definitely not for qualifying. But I finally get to go out behind Noah and Ross, see what they have. I get around the track pretty good. Now I know turn 2, so I'm able to suck up on turn 2 pretty good, and then being able to stay in their tire tracks without too much work. Down right here though is when I start worrying a little bit. He's able to pull away and then suck up to Noah, and then still pull away from me, but get like great drive out of the corner. So I'm trying to think of ways I can, keep up with him and run behind him. I give him a little of a gap just to see if I can run them back down. So I give them some space. Ross ends up on the outside of Noah. Noah opens up for a corner. Noah never sees him, bumps into him. Ross goes off track. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, let me do one good push lap and then just bring it in. So I'm able to be in Noah's toe barely. I got a really good run through 1 and 2. Out of 3, I got a decent run, and then through the chicane, everything was fine. So once I got 2 down, that was most of my time. 2 now is easily flat. You just got to take the entry correctly and good like that. And then down here, I get right around, I start sucking up, and I back off the throttle to make sure I don't drive this quarter in too deep, because I see that happen from time to time, and I upset the cart myself. I get a really good drive out of this section of the track, and then I get a nice little toe, and then with the top end gear, I'm able to pull to the side, and then Noah's on the limiter, and I'm just driving by. So it seems like a good race gear, but I'm going to go up a tooth in qualifying and see what happens. We'll see later on. P1 in practice, but that was with the toe.
Short hubs just don't flex as much.
It's not the flex. It's maybe the material it's used, or I don't know. I use it only for Jackson one. Every time I put it on the cart, it makes the cart real tight. So I would
agree want that
slick. Maybe tonight when it gets real slick, swap the hubs, tie in the rear. Guys, practice in the book. We're talking about hub length at the moment. For some reason on the MGMs, the really shorty hubs don't free up the cart for my liking. So we are working on actually adding grip to the back of Mikey's cart, or taking away front end grip. So the cart goes into a corner. The moment it goes in the corner, you feel the rear get light, but the track rhino liner in the corners have the grip. So once he hits the grip, it's so much grip, it will lift, and in the rear tire out of nowhere, because this is inconsistent corner grip, it will grip, and in the rear, you'll see the rear just slide around. So he can't hold the rear. Yeah, I want to tighten the chassis up, but like, not tighten the chassis, I want more lateral force grip. But the way I'm going to do it, instead of powering in with a lot of front end, I'm going to take away front end grip to give the cart more rear grip. If that makes any sense, good. If it doesn't, all right. So practice in the books. I did a Hail Mary lap P1, but I'm about 1/10 to 2/10 slower consistently than the top two guys. I got to find out, but that's all driver. Seat change work. The softer seat works for me and made the cart a lot more predictable, a lot quicker. Consistently, I was 3/10 quicker a lap. So now I've closed the gap to about 1/10 to 2/10 behind them. But if I'm in their toe, I can watch their line, and my driving gets better. So it's all driver now. Kelvin went P2. He's just fast. He doesn't even know what the hell he's doing out there, but he's just fast. Mikey, we're working on trying to add some more lateral grip. And then Bryce, he's at the Burrell area. They're doing some changes to his cart. That last practice didn't go well, but he'll be up front. Let's get to qualifying. I'm trying to stay cool the whole time. There's a nice breeze. The weather ain't too bad today, so track's just physically demanding for sure.
So for qualifying, I go out. I try to position myself so I can get a good draft on the lap. But now that I got most of the track down, I just run up on some of the competitors. So I kind of have a couple throwaway laps on accident. I did go up a tooth on gearing for qualifying, just because I don't like to run below senior gear. I like to be. I was on a 3.66 at this point in time. Before I was on a 3.55. Finally, I'm able to catch the guy in front of me, and then I get a good clean lap in. I'm gonna push this lap and then basically back it off and bring it in the next lap. I just went all out. The cart felt amazing. The cart felt great. I didn't have any complaints. I cleaned up my driving a ton. I was getting turn 2 down, flat, no problem. Entry fine. Turn 7, I was nailing turn 7 down with no issues now. And then 8 and 9, I kind of messed it up from time to time, but once I nailed it, the car would spring off the corner. So P2 in qualifying, I thought it was a great run until I looked at the results, but very happy with P2. Excellent results, and now onto Heat 1. Let's keep pushing.
You're not even in the limiter, you're going past it. You can hear the motor.
All right, guys, qualifying in the books. P2, the field is stupid tight. Kelvin, P5, I was P2 and heavy. Mikey, what do you end up? 14th, and Bryce, somewhere in the 20s. They finally are moving Bryce's seat to try to get him unstuck. Field's tight except for one guy in our class, and knowing Tech here, he's probably going to win the race. I don't want to make any excuses, because you guys are like, you do making excuses, but the whole fence is lined up and pointing it out. That's how bad it is. He shows up to the grid, last cart. He doesn't start until we're all starting to start rolling off. He does have a nickname. It's called Big Block, and it's something else. I like the guy, so can't talk too much shit about him. Yeah, but he's whipping my ass back. You're gonna have 10s. I wish I knew his limiter, because it's non-existent.
So for Heat 1, I decided to do something insane crazy. I told Michaela, give me a massive push off the start, and I told Caleb, you're gonna have to push me out of slow corners, because I'm gonna drop 2 teeth and go to a 3.50 gear ratio, which puts me way under the senior gear, which I had on. So I say if he's gonna pass me, he's gonna pass me in the tight section, and then I'll just use the draft to stay close to him. And I'm talking about Ross. So get a really good jump. Michaela did an amazing job. She gave me a great shove. I'm able to hold it on the outside. We go clean by 2 and 3. I think we were the only class able to just to stay clean on the starts 2x2 without major issues. And then through 8 and 9, got a really good run. And then I'm getting pushed pretty dang hard. And I hear my motor flatline, and I was like, holy crap, this is impossible. This turn is flat, by the way. I'm flat. I see him on the inside. I have to lift. He blew by me like I had an anchor. So now I'm thinking to myself, what the heck? Michaela gets next to me. she gets a really good run. And after here, I'm like, all right, so then I just get a really good drive out of 3 and 4, and I'll be able to run it back down. No, he showed his true pace in Heat 1. He had been holding back a ton, and true pace showed. So throughout the rest of the race, basically, Caleb, Michaela, myself, and Noah were all lined up nose to tail, and we could not run him down at all. We couldn't even get close to him anywhere on track. So it was a really good race on my end. It was kind of hard not to show the true pace of the kart just because of my crazy gearing choice. Kart was really good though. I was still quick enough to fend off the people behind me. We stayed lined up nose to tail, pushing as hard as we could to try to catch the leader. So that was really good racecraft on everybody behind. And then I was able to maintain position due to once we saw that we weren't going to catch him. Behind me, they started to battle it out a little bit, and for sure gave me enough breathing room gap, because really at turn 3 is where you could feel the gear struggle big time, and at 8 and 9. So this is where the track naturally goes down and it opens up, and then you take the normal line. So it's not like I'm defending and blocking. It's the natural curvature of the track, which is kind of weird. So other than that, kart performed great. I was super surprised I was able to pull that low of a gear. Motor did an amazing job. AEM always performs to the top of his level. MGM chassis is working phenomenal. Now I'm just trying to think about what to do in Heat 2. I just was scratching my head here because I hadn't been outrun like this ever. So it's a first for everything in my book. But super happy. P2, can't complain too much. After tech is when I start getting kind of ticks. So the rest of the video, I apologize. It's just my raw emotion.
All right, recap. It is called thrash mode. Mikey went through his seat.
Both sides.
That's how he, that's what happened. Both sides went through the seat. So Kelvin has a seat, and Mikey's gonna squeeze himself into that seat.
Dumbest idea I've ever had.
Jam racing.
Look at Jam Mikey in that
Jam racing.
Jam Mikey in that seat.
My pre-final went okay. I put on a senior gear and I still got passed on the straightaway while I was on the limiter. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm not gonna be a dead horse. I'm not gonna make the video about it. I'm gonna try the best I can for Heat 2 and get after it. He's definitely toying with us. So, no, Heat 2. Don't worry about Grandma. Grandma, it's Heat 2. Let's get after it.
All right, so he's gonna pass me down the straightaway, and I can't catch him out of the corner. I'm gonna stack on 4 teeth, 5 teeth. I'm gonna put like a rain gear on. That's why I get such an amazing start out of Heat number 2. I told Caleb we're gonna do the opposite this run, and Michaela as well. I said this time I'm just gonna white line the track. So I gotta get into his head and white line the track, and I start blocking immediately. Due to the fact I'm gonna have 0 top end, and he has monsters top end. So I'm gonna go down to the bottom, block. He did not like that, so he gets into the back of me pretty dang hard, almost wrecks me. I'm glad I'm able to keep it under control and great. I didn't do any car changes. I was more worried about I'm just gonna block and then call it good, and then block within the rules. So go down the straightaway, get down below, and then I just do the best I can to hold him off. Well, it worked. I got him flustered, and I told everybody on grid, if I can get him backed up, start attacking right away. Go for the pass. Well, that's exactly what they did. We get an excellent jump off of the first lap. I don't even notice what's happening behind me, so I'm not paying attention at all. And then I go down to do my normal thing of blocking, and then I look over my shoulder and say, oh crap, it's Caleb. So I go back out to the outside, and we take the normal line. So at this point in time, everything looks great. I can't believe this thing is working, but we're halfway down the race and everything's going great. Next thing you know, Caleb says, screw you, Jorge, I'm going for the lead. The plan goes right out the window. The problem was I was not able to block anymore for Ross. Even throwing it down, parking it, everything else, there was no stopping him from here on out. I tried to block that at the bottom. He ends up getting an amazing run, pulls Michaela with him, and then they go by. And after this, it is bye-bye, everybody. Have a good night. Apparently, he fell to the very end of the lap, the lead, and then he just lets her unleash and blows by us all. After this, the GoPro falls off, but this is basically the rest of the race anyway. Any other series, I race number 1, so I have a GoPro 11. I black out the 1, so I didn't have my number on it. Technically, I run 592 here, but I am the number 1 most of the time. So,
all right, guys, I'm a little hot, so I'm just gonna show you how big of a joke tech is. I don't give a shit. They want to DQ me over my camera falling off after I zip tied it down and held it down and a whole bunch of shit. There is a limiter that you can set for 6K. The micron will never read above 6K. It might read 6050, 6100, but unless you change where you want your top RPM, it's not going to change. So you sitting there revving the engine up and checking my own micron that I set is not going to determine if I have an illegal core or not. I'm just frustrated with the series. First, you take apart, you don't DQ them. Next, you check the micron. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, we do better. Hopefully, we catch up. Caleb did an amazing job. I stacked on a whole bunch of teeth because I was just going to white line that race. It worked for a little bit until my pushing partner left me, Caleb. And then Michaela, she drove a great race and got around me too. Noah was helping me out. He definitely knew I had a lot of teeth, so he pushed me down and his cart fell off. So overall, good race. MGM is stupid fast. I didn't make any changes from going to dark, and it got really slick out there. So during the day, this thing should be quick. We should have a good show in the finals. In the end, I might make it really exciting. All right, guys, after I've cooled down and you know, Kelvin had an amazing run. He ended up winning Heat 2. Caleb beat me, P2. That's the one that was supposed to push me. Good drafting partner right there, fuck him. Nah, super happy. That guy did an amazing job. So, I mean, he's quick. He's very fast. Mikey, good run. Bryce, good run. The whole crew did a really good run, to be honest. Oh, excuse me, except for me, I didn't drive well at all. No, we don't have anything for the win. We have something for top 3. I'm not trying to say anything too much because I still want to run the rest of the series. Maybe. If tech wasn't a joke. If tech wasn't a joke, then yeah, I like to run the full series. But what can I say? Racing here in Texas is completely different than racing anywhere else. It's just different. Let's put it that way. So, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys on the next one.
When I'm over here, literally the only thing is like
Kelvin's explaining CKNA. We'll be at Grands. Hopefully I finish top 10.